A court hearing today for the Columbia University student arrested by ICE over his alleged support for Hamas. It's been exactly 1 month since Mahmoud Khalil was arrested, and he is still yet to be charged with any crime. Let's bring in CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman, who joins me in studio now to talk about it. So what are we expecting from the court date?
Vlad, this is an immigration court hearing, so it's down in Louisiana. We're expecting Mahmoud Khalil to be there. Most likely, this is just going to be about scheduling. But what's interesting is we recently heard Mahmoud Khalil's own words. He dictated an op-ed to his attorney that was published in the Columbia Spectator, and in it, he accused Columbia University and some of the students there of being complicit in what he calls his abduction. And he also compared the situation where there's been this crackdown on students to, he said it was oddly reminiscent of under Bashar al-Assad when he fled Syria and sought refuge in Lebanon.
Wow. So let's talk about the Supreme Court rulings yesterday, including the president's and the administration's use of this Wartime Act. What did they say?
So the Supreme Court has said that what these individuals have to do is pursue their own habeas cases, that D.C. was not the proper forum for this case. These plaintiffs who brought the case are confined in Texas. So they said you have to bring these cases where you are confined in Texas. And what's really significant here, Vlad, is that many of these people are already in this El Salvadoran prison. They potentially could have a remedy to file habeas petitions in Washington, D.C., but that may hinge on the decision in the Kilmar Abrego Garcia case. He's the one who was mistakenly put on one of those planes. The government admits it. They're saying they have no remedy to bring him back. But all of these cases are really intertwined. Although also when Judge Boasberg canceled today's hearing, there was supposed to be one for a preliminary injunction. In this case, he did give the plaintiffs an opportunity to brief whether they think there's still an avenue to pursue that preliminary injunction in his court.
What's interesting about the ruling is that the Supreme Court is suggesting that you just can't grab people off the street and deport them, right? At the very least, there is a minimum of due process that should be afforded, is what the court said.
It is. The only thing that the 9 justices agreed on is that there should be some form of judicial review, that there has to be notice and an allowance for some kind of challenge to the removals. But the dissent was really strong in this case, Vlad. It was written by Justice Sotomayor, joined by Jackson, Kagan, and Amy Coney Barrett. And she called this a dangerous precedent. She said the court is rewarding the government's behavior, that they're not even mentioning the danger to these individuals that were taken without this due process that they all agree should exist. So they're really saying that this could create a dangerous precedent. Also, especially the way the decision was made on what's called the shadow docket. So there was no briefing, just bare bones briefing. They made it the night before this preliminary injunction hearing. So there was not a full hearing of the merits of this case, and it's a very impactful and important decision.
Quickly, are you surprised that Amy Coney Barrett joined the liberal justices?
We've seen that she's been a bit of a swing conservative vote, so I'm not surprised that of the conservatives that she was the one to join.
Fascinating. Katrina Kaufman, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.